Adaline Bowman lived a normal life. Until one cold winter night in 1935, when something incredible happened. From that moment, she would never age another day.
One of the things that's kind of cool about this is it almost plays like a superhero origin story.
A little bit. I mean, you do have, Adaline does have a superpower to an extent of not aging, you know, and we get to explore the sort of wish fulfillment end of that, but also the pitfalls of that, not dissimilar to, you know, Peter Parker or Clark Kent.
There is this sort of a sci-fi element to it that we've just recently been thinking about because, you know, yes, there's a magical realism, there's a hint of sort of like a modern day fairy tale, but we really ground it, you know. So when she gets into the accident, it's something that could actually happen. She goes into cardiac arrest, and then she's in freezing cold water. Her heart is frozen, and then there's electricity that comes through and defibrillates her heart. But you know, it's interesting to think of.
For a second, you might think like, hey, that doesn't sound like a stretch.
I'm sure at one point in time they will figure out how to do this. And so, so it's neat to explore it, but then to have this sort of magical essence in a film that isn't a superhero movie and isn't directed by, you know, the incredible J.J. Abrams or, you know, it's part of a, you know, Harry Potter franchise. You don't really see magic in just humanity or magic in love anymore. It's normally in those bigger films, and that's what's neat, is to have a more intimate movie that tackles that.
Mm-hmm. It seems like the era that Adaline lives through is particularly interesting for a filmmaker, just because it's the era of movies.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, so we get to start in 1908, and we were shooting hand cameras, and go into the 20s, where, you know, late 20s, where sound starts to come in. And part of the fun in creating these different vignettes was with my department heads, in particular David Lanceberg, my cinematographer, and Claude Perret, my production designer, getting to use some of the actual tools that they would have in those eras, be it hand crank cameras or older anamorphic lenses, so you get this sort of old cinemascope feel.
I'm going to steal that. I'm going to say it's particularly interesting because the ages that Adaline lives through.
I was actually going to ask both of you as actors, if you were in that situation and you had lived through all this time period, what's the role in cinematic history that would have brought you out of hiding?
Oh, that's a good question.
Nice one.
Yeah.
You know, one of my all-time favorite movies is The Bicycle Thief. I would have loved to play the father in that movie.
Very cool.
You're gonna think I'm so weird. Baby Jane. I'd play Baby Jane Hudson. Wow, but I couldn't because I would ruin it, and it's the movie it is for a reason. But wow, that is such a twisted character. Oh. I don't know.
There's a scene with the young Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting lead-in because it sounds just like him.
Yeah.
Is that an effect, or is that the actor?
It's so funny. I'm glad that I'm getting this question. A couple nights ago, we screened the film at USC, and someone asked why we decided to do face replacement instead of hire a real actor, which made my night. And there's no CG work. There's no effects with the voices. That's Anthony and Gruber, who I found online doing Harrison Ford impersonations. But he's also an actor. He's not just an impersonator. And he happens to look just like him. And his normal speaking voice is a lot like Harrison's was at that age. And it's just one of those sort of remarkable serendipitous things that we discovered him in New Zealand and flew him in, and he knocked it out of the park for us.
Tell me something I can hold on to forever and never let go.
Let go.
I've been running for so long.
Adaline!
I don't know how to stop.